consciousness that the universe was created from. When you go all the way back then, it was one mind, it was undifferentiated. And then it got really boring to be in that mind. It actually got stale because nothing was changing, nothing was going on. It was all just love and light, and peace and wonderful happiness. So the universe decided to separate itself. The first separation was the creation of planes of existence, basically. The underlying matrix templates that make reality. Then once you have this incredibly vast geometric construction of planes of existence, you then have galaxies manifest. And they really represent the primordial creators. This is in the law of one system, which I believe is very accurate because there's a lot of scientific information they gave in there in the early 80s that I was able to prove later on. So galaxies actually are the primordial beings that separated from the oneness to create the universe. Our galaxy has a personality. It's called the Logos in the law of one material. The personality of the galaxy designed a template, which is fairly common throughout the universe, so we're told, on how consciousness would evolve within itself. The galaxy is basically just a bunch of stars. The stars have planets. The planets have people like you and me. People like you and me, the human form, is a standard throughout the galaxy. It's not unusual. It's not aliens. It's not foreign-looking, crazy creatures with tentacles and arms all in different directions. We're talking about people with eyes, nose, mouth, ears, hands, fingers, toes. This is common. I've met with folks in the Black Ops who have actually had contact with other humans who are not born on Earth. But you have to understand that just like flat Earth theory, in which people thought that the Earth was completely flat and if you sailed off the edge you were going to disappear, we have a flat world theory where we think that human beings only occur on Earth. Because we misunderstand what evolution is really about. We think that evolution is some kind of random process that only occurred on this planet. The reason why we have different races on this planet, according to the law of one, is that we have multiple extraterrestrial groups that have all been seeded here. And depending on the planet that you normally evolve on, that's going to determine what you look like. So the reason why we have these racial characteristics here, according to the law of one, is that normally planets have a certain amount of time that they spend in what's called third density. Third density is where you learn the lessons of love. The choice of whether you're going to serve yourself at the exclusion of others or whether you're going to serve others. Enough people didn't make that choice at the end of these major cycles on other planets that there were some left over. So these higher beings, which are in sixth density, decided to put everybody together on one planet from 16 different racial origins, 16 different planets of origin. This is what led to all the conflicts, the holy wars, all of the strife and struggle that we've gone through. We went through the first 25,000-year cycle. Nobody was ready to ascend. Not one person on this entire planet was ready to graduate. 50,000 years ago, the second cycle, you have only 120 people that are ready to graduate at the end of the cycle. They became the Ascended Masters, guys like Saint Germain. They're still here now. They haven't come out in the open in a long time, but they're still walking the earth, according to what we're told. At the end, 25,000 years ago, when the second cycle came and went, and hardly anybody was ready to graduate, there was a great distress call that was made. And the people who were responsible for creating this world and putting everybody here decided that they would have to incarnate themselves and personally come in to create what's called vibrational alleviation. Because the vibrations of the planet were so low that when one of these people pushes themselves into a physical body, with all the confusion and all the upsets that that creates, they actually raise the frequency of the planet just by existing. And they do a much better job of raising the frequency of the planet if they're in a positive attitude. Part of the contract that they had to agree to is to forget who they are. So you come into a body and all you know is that you feel really different from other people. You feel like an outsider. You feel like you don't belong. You feel like if other people treated each other more like you do, that the world would be a much happier place. You wouldn't have deception. You wouldn't have lying. You wouldn't have stealing. What in the world? I mean, I shouldn't have to worry about leaving my iPhone on the table and walking out to the bathroom, but I was actually in the bathroom, had my hand on my little friend, and I'm going, oh my God, I left my iPhone on the table. Because I have to think about the fact that I didn't think you were going to steal it. I mean, somebody might have. You have your own, I saw it. Mine might be cooler than yours, though. No, there's no differentiation. I'm sure that at the end of the day, all of this crime and all this poverty and all this hunger and all this fear that we have on this planet is the result of our own inability to forgive each other and to forgive ourselves, even more importantly. It's a lack of forgiveness. We have an epidemic on this planet. The epidemic is a lack of forgiveness. The secret to transcending this reality is to learn to forgive yourself by forgiving others. Because when someone shows you something that you don't like about yourself, well, I just gave it away. I'm in trance, right? When someone shows you something you don't like, they're actually showing you yourself. If you didn't find something in yourself that was similar to what that person was doing, it wouldn't bother you when they do it. So if somebody looks at you and they don't seem to like you, they seem to have an unloving attitude towards you, and that makes you feel bad, it's because you still have some grain of truth in your being that says, wow, I don't feel good about myself. So when that person looks at me and treats me like, I'm lower than them, that makes me feel bad. The truth, what these higher beings really want you to know more than anything else, is that you are above no one, and you are below no one. I don't want anybody to put me on a pedestal or anybody else on this panel on a pedestal. Because the simple fact is that we are all holographic images of one infinite creator, just like a disco ball is struck by one light and all these little points of light appear in the room, rotating around and around. We are the sparks of the divine. We have been given the gift of sentience. We have consciousness. We have hands and fingers that work. We can speak and create language that allows us to interact with each other. We have this marvel of the human form that apparently, according to Law 1, it's about 30% of all planets in the entire universe that have human life on them. So this is a very common design that we have. That means, of course, the 70% that could look totally different than a human being. But 30% of everybody in the universe, more or less, is going to look pretty much like we do. That's incredible. That means just within our solar system and the immediate surrounding area, there are artifacts that you can't even imagine. There are cities underneath the planet, cities inside moons, teleportation, time travel, all kinds of incredible technology that have been built by people far more advanced than we are. So we need to get rid of this narcissism that makes us feel that our planet is so special and so different, and understand that what we're going through is a natural process that happens over and over again, and there's a lot of people here to help us through this process of transition. The 2012 event represents a wave of energy that's coming into the solar system from the center of the galaxy. I have all the scientific proof for this, which I'm going to go into tomorrow a little bit, and then again on Monday at the Holiday Inn. The purpose of all this is that the galaxy programs life to evolve in set intervals of time. There is a field effect that occurs in which suddenly the mystical potentials of the average person experience a quantum shift, a sudden increase. I can go into all the science to talk about that, and normally I would have, but we've kind of transcended the need to get into the nuts and bolts here, because what you guys have been talking about goes way beyond just the technical stuff. It gets into the heart, gets into the soul, gets into what does it mean when you think in your mind, I am. What is identity? What is your identity? Is it so convincing to you that there's bodies around you and that I'm a different one and we're different? That these are like containers and that the end of your body, it separates you from someone else? Maybe within this reality it does, but they also tell us in these galactic teachings that there is no self or other. There is only consciousness. There's only identity. And from that place we see that you are the light. You are the love. You are the one infinite creator. This is as it has been, as it is now, and as it always shall be. It can never be threatened. It can never be taken from you. And anyone who reflects to you anything other than that truth can be forgiven and loved for their confusion. Thank you.